Hey, this is Mr. Dove on my ship called the Falcon with my second in command named Popsicle the Penguin. We're going to go to space today. Whereas your kindergarten teacher would say, we're going to go to space today. Alright, let's get started. Let's get this up and running. Alright. Here we go. Alright, going into space. Here is the solar system. As you can see, the planets revolve around the sun. Now, we're going to slow down the time here. And now get our ship ready. And here we go. We're going to jump straight to the sun in 3, 2, 1. Alright, slow down just a little bit more. Alright, so you see the sun there. The sun is a medium-sized star. It appears to us to be the largest of the stars and the brightest of the stars because it's so close to Earth. But in reality, it's not the brightest and it's not the largest of all the stars. It's a medium-sized star. So, with the sun, its force of gravity is so large that it pulls all the planets in our solar system around it. Is it just me or is it getting hot in here? What do you think, Popsicle? Yeah, I think we should head out too. Let's get going. Planets have hard, rocky surfaces. Let's go ahead and go to Mercury. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Now with Mercury, we take our spaceship around. You can see that it is a small planet. In fact, it is the smallest planet. Pluto's not considered a planet anymore, it's considered a dwarf planet. So Mercury is the smallest planet. It's also the closest planet to the sun. Its surface has many craters. We'll keep moving our ship around a little bit so you can see some more of that. See those craters? And so it's very interesting in its own way. Alright, next. Let's find Venus. So Venus is very hot. In fact, it's known as the hottest planet in our solar system. Even though Mercury is closer to the sun, Venus is hotter. It also has an atmosphere that's made mostly of carbon dioxide. That's the gas that we humans breathe out. And also, an interesting fact about Venus is it has more than 1,000 volcanoes. Alright. The next one is one you should know very well. It's the planet that we live on today. Can you guess what it is? Hopefully you said the one, the only Earth. Here we go. Well, it must be nighttime on there. Let's slow it down. Slow down this speed that it's rotating around its axis. Alright. Well, actually, remember that when it's nighttime on one side of the Earth, it's daytime on the other side. It all depends on which side is facing the sun. So this side is facing away from the sun, and this side is facing towards the sun. Now, just like all the other planets, the Earth rotates around its axis, which is an invisible line. Okay, its axis is tilted, like this. Earth has an atmosphere made mostly of nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. Oxygen is what you breathe in. Carbon dioxide is what you breathe out. It also is special because it has a lot of liquid water. And the conditions on Earth in terms of what's there for plants and animals makes it the perfect planet for life. In fact, like I told you earlier, we live on Earth. All right, now let's go ahead and check out one more planet. For the time being, one more terrestrial planet. We're moving our spaceship away and towards Mars, which we have sent robots to explore. Now, Mars is known as the red planet. It actually has giant dust storms and sand dunes. You need a special space suit to even survive for a little while. Also, Mars has many volcanoes. Now, beyond Mars, there's something called the asteroid belt between Mars, which is right here, and Jupiter, which is over there. So there are a bunch of asteroids or large rocks that are also orbiting around the sun in that asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Oh no! Oh no! Don't you hear the epic music playing? Hopefully we make it out of here alive. Here we go. Alright, to Jupiter. Now Jupiter is a gas giant, just like Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. They are called gas giants because they have gassy surfaces, and they are giant planets compared to Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. So, Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. It also has the most mass, meaning the amount of matter inside of it, of the planets. And it has a great red spot, which is right there. It looks almost brown from how we're viewing it, but it's called the Great Red Spot, and that is a giant storm system. And a Voyager 1 space probe even discovered some rings. You can't see them from here, but Jupiter does have rings. Speaking of rings, let's keep going. All right, to our next planet, Saturn. Now, Saturn is famous for its rings. You can't see them here, but Saturn actually has thousands of rings that are made of ice and rock that would surround it. Some of its moons are even inside the rings. Let me move a little bit farther out so you can see Saturn from a better perspective. Okay. And Saturn has large storms just like Jupiter. Let's take one last look at Saturn. And remember, in reality there are rings around it. They're just hard to see here. And those rings are made of ice and rock. Alright. 2 more. To the next one. see if we can find it. There we go. To Uranus. Alright. So Uranus is a very interesting planet. It actually spins on its side because its axis, remember the imaginary, invisible line that it spins around? Its axis is actually tilted so much that Uranus spins on its side. Kind of like that, spinning around there. I'll make this spin a little bit faster so you can see it. Woo! Too fast! Okay, I'll slow it down. Slow down. Alright, so as you can see, Uranus is tilted on its side. It has bright clouds, and it has at least 13 rings. And if you're wondering why it's blue, that's because of the methane gas that much of Uranus is made up of. Alright, we got one more planet. You ready? Let's go. To Neptune. Alright, so Neptune is the farthest planet from the Sun. One more reminder, Pluto counts as a dwarf planet, not as a normal planet. Neptune is also the windiest planet. The winds on Neptune go extremely fast. It is blue, just like Uranus, because of the methane gas. And finally, it has a great dark spot, which is a huge storm. Let's see if we can find that. Might be a little bit more difficult here. Having trouble finding it right here. But you're just gonna have to take my word for it, I guess. The surface temperature on Neptune can make it the coldest of the normal planets. And it is also the farthest from the Sun. Let's take one more look at our solar system in motion.